Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Juliet Neilcraft. So today it's time for the Take 5 art collaboration, and the prompts were chosen by the lovely Kyra. So we have green, washi tape, flowers, napkin stroke tissue paper and splatters. So today I am working in one of my junk journals. This is the one that I made as part of one of the Dawn and Juliet Creates. And I've actually just gathered a few bits and pieces together. I have got some lovely flowers and things that I have die cut out and seen as flowers as one of the prompts from the Smash That Small paper pad thing. I was really wanting to use one of the napkins that was gifted to me by the lovely Caroline, but I just found the colours, I was wanting to use this page partly because, as usual, I am being a last minute Annie. I think even, there's quite a few of us of the Take 5 girls that are last minute. Tends to be a discussion, you know, but I think even out of everybody, they have all uploaded now, I think, apart from me, so I'm still filming. So, I kind of wanted to go with something that was sort of a little bit done already. So I have this page. I thought that my little sort of junk journal, it's already got quite a few elements in here already. So it's already going to look quite layered up without me having to. I don't want to be pulling lots of mediums and things out like that, because I just want to create a quick and easy page, to be honest. The other thing is I am filming in an absolute mess. Honestly, if you could see the state of my craft room, it's absolutely shocking. In fact, I can't even find a brush. I'm really needing to kind of get in and tidy up, but if you've watched my last few videos, you'll realise that we have a little kitten and she just is not happy when any of us come into the loft. She literally just sits there and cries and cries and cries, and that's fine when there's someone down there to sort of entertain her or keep her distracted, but when it's just me in the house, she's been destroying the wallpaper. The wallpaper's coming off, and yeah, she's just, I don't know, just completely destroying the place. And I've tried everything. I've tried putting behave spray down, that's not making a difference. Tried a bit of catnip as well this morning. So it's just, I don't know, I feel a bit bad coming up here and just having her so upset. So it's kind of limiting the amount of time that I'm actually spending up here. Now, I think the other thing I'm going to do, I am actually working on these pages, just probably these two pages here, oops, but I like to have, be careful that doesn't stick, I like to have my other pages coordinating a little bit, so I may just put some of this down here like that as well. I'll just do that now, just because I kind of think, although this will be a page in its own right, I like all the pages to look nice together, so I will sort of do like 3 or 4 pages kind of coordinating. This is probably a bad idea because I'm going to end up sticking that page to it, but let's hope we get away with it. I'll just try and put a little bit of gel medium on it for just now, and stick it down. I'll just try and do the underneath, and then I'll stick it down properly later. And hopefully we'll have got away with that, and then that's sort of a page partly prepped for a future event. A future time when I want to do a little bit of art journaling, but don't want to spend a lot of time building up layers. It's great when you've done things like that because you've kind of got your layers sorted just a tiny little bit. So that's the napkin. So I didn't manage to use the, honestly I am so annoyed at myself because here it is, I pulled everything out to hand. Now I can't find it. So one of the things that Caroline did send me was some washi. So although I've not used the napkin, that I wanted to use. Let's stick some of this washi in, and it goes really well with the colours on this page, so I'm quite pleased with that. Oops. I'm going to put a little bit across across here, just again sort of tie in that page with this page. Oops, can we see that? Let's just move the gel medium out of the way. I might have to give this a quick blast with the heat gun just so that it dries off a little bit, and we can get it work, play with it a little bit. So that's some washi. Now I've also been wrestling with my Confetti Wishes paper pad, and I keep trying to put these numbers and things down on a card and they just don't work. But I think collaged onto a journal page they could look quite good, and it would be part of you know, meeting that challenge too, because so far I'm a bit disappointed with what I've managed to put together in that challenge. I'm supposed to be smashing paper pads, and I think I've managed to make 2 cards out of the 1 paper pad, so I'm really giving it a go this time. Honestly, I am just fingers and thumb, and nothing's working for me today. It's always the way. Right, so I'm just going to randomly put some of these down, and let's get some stash busting actually done. That would be great. So I'm kind of meeting lots of challenges in this page. I'm using up some of the stash, I'm using some of the lovely things that the Carol Ann gave me and I want to showcase. And yeah, finally getting some stuff done that I want done. Okay. I'm not overly, I mean, I'm just slapping stuff down now because I want to use it, but I'm not overly thrilled with how it's looking right now. It's not particularly cohesive, so we're going to have to do something to bring it all together. Actually quite like the happiness there. So yeah, I'm going to have to start thinking it through. For the minute I'm just sort of building up a few different layers, just so that we can bring this together. Now I think it's quite nice to have some of this pink and stuff over here because that's the end of a book. You can tell it's still got the hole in it. Pop that down as well because it's quite a pretty element. We might have to get some gesso out, I think, to bring all these bits together. Might have to just knock it back just a tiny little bit for it to make sense. Bit of torn paper. I'm literally just picking up anything that's on my desk and sticking it down right now. This is definitely crafting with no thought, because yeah, I'm not thinking. I almost shuddered when we were told to use green. Got bad experiences with green. It's not my favourite. It's not too bad. See, this is a nice lime green. I like this green. I'm not so keen on that one, but it's not as bad as some I've seen out there. Oh dear. Okay, I'm literally just like looking around my desk. I've got some of the bits from my papers. Oh, I quite like that on there. And that brings in the floral element as well, which could be quite cool. So let's see. Yeah, I like that. So I think what I'm going to do though is, just as I said, gesso some of this down just to knock it back a tiny little bit. This probably isn't the best brush for this, but I'm just feeling it is all just looking a bit haphazard, which is fine because that's how we build lots of layers. It's not overly well adhered either, so let's hope slapping a bit of gesso on will do the trick. And now my camera's decided to play up as well, so I have no idea if I'm still recording, so I'm just going to go for it and hope that I am. And stop at a convenient point and reboot. But yeah, right now we're just, yeah, it's quite good. It's toning it all back now, so that it's looking a bit, it's looking quite pretty. I actually think I've done most of the prompts, have I? I've done the washi tape and the napkin and the green, so that's 3 of them. Oh, splatters, well I'm bound to put splatters on it, so yeah, I just need to put my flowers on and do some splatters and we're kind of there, which is nice. Okay, so that hasn't stuck down properly. Okay. Probably quite good to get some gesso on this journal paper, this, what do you call it, dictionary paper anyway, because it's quite thin. So it's not taking the abuse overly well, so actually I'm just, oops, I edged up with a bit of tissue paper in my gesso. I'm just going to just keep gessoing over that because that will just protect it for some other bits and bobs. Okay. Right, I am now going to check to see what is happening with regards to the camera, and yeah, we'll work out what we're actually doing here. So anyway, I've created texture and interest. Now that purple bit's annoying me, it's not tying in overly well with it, so I'm going to just completely wipe that bit out because it's not. There we go, I've lost my words. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry a little second, check to find out what's going on with my camera, and then we can do something else. Okay, so I was having camera issues there, so if there's a bit of a dodgy edit, I am sorry. I've just decided I'm going to do a little bit of inking. So I've got some distressed oxide here, squeezed lemonade, and I'm going to bring some circles over my page because I love circles. Oh, actually, there was still blue on my stencil, so now I've got a bit of green, so I've got a bit of extra green in there, so that's good. And this is sort of bringing the page together now. It's looking a little bit less random. So when you start sticking lots of stuff on and you're wondering what on earth you're doing and where you're going, it's these sort of things that just bring it together. And again, I'm just going to add a little bit of this to here. It's not a page I'm going to be doing right now, but it's just going to mean that it works as a whole. Actually, I might just bring a tiny bit down here as well. So this will be a layer for me to work with when I go on to do this page, but for the moment it still works like this. So this looks at as a page as a whole, even though there's extra elements in it, it still all sort of ties together. It's not jarring, which is what I quite like to do. So whilst I was waiting for that to dry, I've got a few other bits and pieces. So this was a bit of vellum that I just received in the swap with the lovely Caroline. So I'm trying to put a few bits and pieces of this in, and I'm literally crafting with stuff that's on my desk, which does mean quite a lot because obviously I've been you know, doing videos and things with my range. It's what's sat on my desk, so it's not that I'm trying to sit and promote myself here, because that's not what this challenge is about. This challenge is about encouraging you to grab 5 things and see what happens. So these are some bits and pieces that I have on my desk. This is Hattie. I've got these little die cut elements that I die cut out the other day, so I quite like that layered up there. So I'm going to pop that down now, like so. Get that one down, and then put this one as well. So I think these are Leonie Pujol mixed media dies. I love them because they're sort of random quirky shapes. And I quite like things random and quirky, in case you haven't noticed. And then this is one of my flowers from Toadstool Tots. And then for my paper pack, I've got this sentence here, which I think is a perfect one for journaling. Before Alice got to Wonderland, she had to fall. So it's a bit like one of these things that, you know, if there wasn't darkness, you wouldn't be able to see the stars, and like sort of like these inspirational quotes. So I think it's the sort of quote that works really well in a journal. So I am just going, I must actually go and get my Pro Marker and put this back, because I don't like doing this with my Copics. I love my Copics, I'm a bit over precious with them, so I don't really want to be wrecking the nib slicing it with paper. But so I'm going to put that as a sentiment along the bottom there. I actually think I've got all the elements now apart from the splatters, and I like to put splatters on everything. So I'm just going to play now until I feel that I am happy. To be honest, I think I'm pretty close to being happy with this page. I think it's getting there. Right, I'm going to put little Hattie down. So this is a stamp. One I had coloured up and ready and sort of on my desk ready to play with, so I'm just going to pop her there. I do still want to put these in, but I'm not quite sure how they work, to be honest. So I might just pop them aside for just now, and let's build up with some of these flowers that I've got. Quite like, oh yeah, I quite like that. To have more of those, because I'm thinking that if I put some of those down like that, then I could create some sort of like doodly stem. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Right, so now I know that there's a bit going there. I can add a bit more glue here, because obviously you see glue through vellum, so it's good to find ways of hiding it. So I'm just going to pop those down like this, and let's do the same with these. And I'm quite happy to be using elements of this paper pad, so I'll probably be sharing this page again when it comes to the 25th, because I'm desperate to use up this paper pad and move on to the next one. Okay, let's see if we've got small, that's a bit boring. Kind of wanting a brighter one, so we've got a bright pink there. So maybe if we were to do something like this. This is all making sense in my head. I don't know if it's making sense on the page yet, but it's making sense in my head. So obviously, normally if I was playing with flowers like this, I would be building them up and shaping them. But they're going into my journal, and so I want my journal to stay fairly flat. It's also one that I've made myself, so it doesn't have any sort of fancy expandable spine or anything like that. So yeah, keeping that in mind. Right, so I'm feeling like I need something else up here as well, just to adhere that vellum down. But I'm not sure. Maybe I might just use another bit of washi. Let's see, I've got some more washi on my desk. I just saw it a second ago. So I've got this gold washi, and actually that'll go really well with the vellum. So I'm just going to add that now, just to secure that last bit down. Actually really liking this page, considering I'm just sort of shoving it together. I'm quite liking the way it's turning out. Okay, this washi was just on my desk the last like the last video that I was doing, that was just appearing to be a bit random. It was literally from stuff that was sitting on my desk, and I've got the same stuff still sat on my desk because I've still not tidied up. So it's similar stuff that's getting put on a project. That's giving it a nice bit of gold, which ties in with gold in the vellum, so that's all looking really good. I'm going to put a little bit, no, I'm going to actually put a little bit down here. So although it's on that page, it's going to tie these pages together. Right, so I think I am pretty much done. I am going to grab my doodle pen, because it will be right here. Oh my goodness, I so need to tidy up in here. It is ridiculous, and if I had a brain I would be dangerous, because honestly I know I used my doodly pen in the last thing that I made, which was about 2 hours ago, and and now I can't find it. So I'm not overly impressed with myself for that. So I'm just going to give these flowers some little stalks. I'm just going to doodle them in. So I don't have my doodly pen, so I've got a combination of my black Posca pen, which will work, and I have a little fine tip one as well. So I'm just going to create little stalks for my quirky flowers. Okay, and I'm just going to create a little like block effect. Now this probably will take a little moment to do, and I will probably add some more doodling and things around the edges, so this doesn't become completely monotonous. I'm just going to pop you on fast forward. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done. I'm just going to pop a little bit of card over our hattie there, and I'm going to grab my Dilutions black and just add some splatters and just to finish this off. So I mean, I like to finish off with splatters anyway, but it was also one of the prompts, so definitely has to go on there. So I am just going to take that off now. There we go. I'm sitting thinking, man, there's a big blob on my page, but there actually isn't. There's a big blob on my iPad. I spend half my time picking paint off my iPad. Right, okay, so anyway, that is my page done for this month's hashtag Take5Art. We do love it if you would join us. If you do, use the hashtag Take5Art. Let one of us know that you have taken part, and Kyra will put you on part of a big playlist. So, thank you for joining me. Please do check out what all the other girls have done with their how they've interpreted the prompts, and if you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back again very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.